Hey everyone at Liverpool's Own News. Oh, blimey, lads and lasses, buckle up because I've got a bombshell that's just exploded across the football world like a thunderclap from the gods themselves. This isn't just any old transfer rumour floating about in the pub after a few pints. No, this is the real deal, the kind of news that shakes the very foundations of Anfield and sends shockwaves rippling through every corner of the Premier League. I'm talking about Liverpool Football Club dropping the mother of all announcements. They've sealed a pre-contract agreement with none other than the electrifying English winger Mason Will John Greenwood. That's right, folks. Greenwood, the lad who's been tearing it up at Olympique de Marseille, has inked a deal to don the famous red shirt. And get this, he's already been spotted wandering the streets of Liverpool, blending in like a ghost in the mist, eyes fixed on that hallowed ground at Anfield. Can you believe it? This is massive. This is monumental. This is the signing that's going to rewrite the history books. Now hold your horses, because I'm not just going to spit out the headlines and call it a day. Oh no, we're diving deep into this whirlwind of a story, peeling back the layers like an onion that's been marinating in suspense for months. Picture this, it's the dead of night, shadows lurking in the back alleys of European football's shadowy underbelly, where deals are done in whispers and handshakes that could topple empires. According to the oracle himself, Fabrizio Romano, that Italian maestro of transfer scoops who never misses a beat, Greenwood's pre-contract with Liverpool is locked and loaded, set to kick in come the summer window. But how did we get here? Let me paint the picture for you with all the drama of a Shakespearean tragedy unfolding on the pitch. It all started in the murky depths of last season, when whispers first emerged from the corridors of power. Greenwood, fresh off his loan spell that's turned heads across the channel, found himself at a crossroads. Marseille, bless 'em, had him on their books, but contractual gremlins were lurking. You know the sort, those pesky clauses that tie players down like anchors in a storm. Word on the grapevine is that Liverpool's scouts had been eyeing him since his early days, but the real fireworks kicked off in a series of clandestine meetings that'd make a spy novel blush. Imagine it, dimly lit hotel rooms in neutral territories, perhaps a foggy Geneva or a rainy Amsterdam, where Liverpool's shadowy negotiators huddled with Greenwood's camp. Phones buzzing with encrypted calls at ungodly hours, agents pacing like caged lions, dodging leaks that could scupper the whole shebang. And oh, the pressure from rival clubs. Arsenal was sniffing around, their gaffer whispering sweet nothings about London life, while Manchester City threw their oil money into the mix, dangling promises of glory under the Etihad lights. Even Real Madrid popped their heads in, with Florentino Perez himself allegedly making a late-night plea. But Liverpool, they played it cool, like a poker player with aces up their sleeve. Tension mounted as deadlines loomed. Would Greenwood succumb to the siren call of Paris Saint-Germain's glamour or the gritty resolve of a resurgent Chelsea? Secret liaisons intensified. One insider tale has it that a Liverpool envoy flew under the radar to Marseille, dodging paparazzi like a fox in the hunt to hammer out the finer points. Deadlines were extended, ultimatums flew, and in one twist, straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, Liverpool swooped in with a masterstroke, exploiting those contractual quirks that allowed Greenwood to walk away without a penny changing hands up front. That's right, folks, this lad's coming to Anfield for free. Zilch, nada, not a brass farthing in transfer fees, all thanks to some clever legal wrangling over expiring terms and release clauses that Marseille couldn't contest without a courtroom brawl. But wait, there's more. Let's talk brass tacks, the nitty-gritty that makes this deal a steal of the century. The contract, a whopping 5-year pact, tying Greenwood to Liverpool until the summer of 2031, with an option for a cheeky 1-year extension if he lights up the league like we know he can. Salary-wise, it's a modest affair by today's bloated standards. We're talking a base wage of around £80,000 a week, low enough to keep the accountants smiling, but with enough incentives to motivate a saint. Bonuses galore, £10,000 per goal scored in the Premier League, doubling to £20,000 for Champions League strikes, and a hefty £500,000 lump sum if Liverpool lift the title.
Clauses? Oh, they've got him in spades. A performance-based release clause kicking in at £50 million after 3 years if certain metrics aren't met, but counterbalanced by loyalty bonuses that could net him an extra £2 million if he sees out the full term. Metas are baked in too. Hit 15 goals in a season and there's a £1 million payout. Rack up 10 assists, another £750,000. Physical targets like maintaining a 95% fitness rate over the campaign trigger wellness bonuses of £300,000. And get this, there's even a community clause rewarding him with £100,000 for off-pitch engagements, tying in to Liverpool's ethos of giving back to the fans. It's a deal structured like a fortress, protecting both club and player from the whims of fate. Suspense builds, doesn't it? You can almost hear the clock ticking as negotiations dragged into the wee hours, with one fateful call sealing the fate. Greenwood's agent, voice hushed over a secure line, uttering those magic words, "It's done." And just like that, the footballing god smiled on Merseyside. But who is this enigma, this Mason Will John Greenwood who's about to storm Anfield like a Scouse hurricane? Let's rewind the tape, lads, and trace his journey from humble beginnings to this pinnacle of drama. Born in the gritty heart of Bradford, West Yorkshire, on a crisp October day back in 1991, Greenwood was one of those lads who had a ball at their feet before they could walk properly. Started out in the local youth setups, kicking about on muddy pitches where dreams are forged in the rain. By 6, he was spotted by Manchester United's eagle-eyed scouts, aye, the Red Devils, back when Sir Alex's shadow still loomed large, and whisked into their academy like a prized jewel. There, he honed his craft under the watchful eyes of coaches who saw echoes of the greats. Debuted for Manchester United's first team at just 17, blasting onto the scene with a goal that had Old Trafford roaring like a lion awakened. Clubs he's graced? Well, after United, there was that loan to Getafe in Spain, where he rediscovered his mojo amid the passionate La Liga crowds, netting 8 goals in a season that turned sceptics into believers. Then the move to Marseille, where he's been a revelation, 10 goals and 5 assists in his debut campaign, proving he's not just flash in the pan. Titles? He's got a Europa League runner-up medal from his United days and a smattering of youth honours that paved the way. Awards? England Under-21 Player of the Year in 2020, and he's been nominated for the Golden Boy shortlist, rubbing shoulders with the continent's brightest lights. Convocations for the senior England side? Aye, he's earned a cap or two, though injuries and form dips have kept him on the fringes, but mark my words, with Liverpool's platform, he'll be knocking on Gareth Southgate's door like a bailiff come rent day. Style of play? Greenwood's a right-footed wizard who thrives as a right winger, cutting inside with the menace of a shark scenting blood. Comparisons? Oh, he's got that Aaron Robben curl, bending shots from impossible angles like the Dutch master himself, mixed with the explosive pace of a young Henry darting down the flank. Point strong, lethal finishing, vision that slices defences open, and a dribbling ability that leaves fullbacks in knots. Weaknesses? Perhaps a tad susceptible to off days when confidence wanes, and defensively he's no marathon man, but that's what squad depth is for. In the thick of it on the pitch, Greenwood's a positional chameleon, primarily a right-sided attacker, but he can drift central as a false 9, or even pop up on the left to unsettle markers. Technically, his first touch is silkier than a gentleman's cravat, controlling balls at full pelt like they're glued to his boot. Physically, at 5'11" with a wiry frame, he's got that low centre of gravity for quick bursts, clocking sprints that'd make Usain Bolt nod approvingly. Mentally, resilient as they come, bouncing back from setbacks with the grit of a true northerner. Think the steel of those Yorkshire mills. He's got that killer instinct, sniffing out half chances and converting him into screamers that echo around stadiums. Why Liverpool snapped him up? Simple. He's the missing piece in a squad hungry for that extra spark. With his low salary fitting snugly under the wage bill, a bargain basement deal that leaves room for more wheeling and dealing, and coming gratis due to those contractual loopholes, it's like finding a diamond in the rough without lifting a finger. He'll elevate the attack to stratospheric levels, injecting pace, creativity and goals that could tip the balance in title races. Imagine him linking up with the existing firepower, stretching defences wide and creating space where none existed. This isn't just a signing, it's a revolution, harking back to the glory days when idols like Kenny Dalglish, King Kenny himself, with his scouse wit and wizardry, ruled Anfield with an iron boot, or even Ian Rush, the mustachioed marksman who banged in goals like it was going out of fashion, his Welsh fire mirroring Greenwood's blaze. Even Billy Liddell, the flying Scotsman of yore, whose wing play terrorised post-war defences, would tip his cap to this lad's flair. And Stephen Gerrard, the local hero with thunder in his veins, Greenwood's got that same unyielding spirit, that refusal to bow. Speaking in that hearty tone of a 40-year-old scouser who's seen it all, the kind with a gravelly voice from years of chanting on the cop, pint in hand, reminiscing about 77 in Rome or 05 in Istanbul, this changes everything, me old China. The footballing landscape ain't going to be the same.